In this tutorial you will learn how to work with mask layers and adjustment layers. We will work from the workshop folder number 5 and create a postcard in the format of A6. I start with New Document. I select A6 under Print. There I can see the measurements, DPI 300, and I choose Orientation Landscape. Very important that I select Create Artboard, prefer Embedded Image Placement, and choose Color Format SMIC. Here I also select my color profile, which will be in this case Fogra 39. I don't include margins, but I definitely include 3 mm of bleed. Then I hit Create. Right away I have my artboard. On the right you can see your layers. Double click and I call this Front Page. Now I go under View, Zoom to Fit, or even better now, 100%, Command 1. And now we create the back page. Right below the Move tool you have your artboard tool. You click on it and you can see at any time I could create manually another artboard. Command C to go back. Now what I would like to do is insert an artboard in exact the same format, so all I have to do is click Insert Artboard. Double click, back page. Command 1, 100%. I select my first page and be careful that you now switch back to the Move tool. Now I place my image. Go a little bigger with the Zoom tool. Now to place an image I can either use the Place Image tool or File, Place. I go into workshop number 5 and I place Siggy JPEG. Open, click and drag. Make sure the image goes over to the edge here and it has an overlap of 3 mm. Then I place the second image. It's the eagle. Open, click and drag. I would like to get rid of the background. All these has to be eliminated by using mask layers. So now it's the time to switch over to my pixel persona. Here I have my background and here is my eagle. Once I open that, I can see that those two images are in one front page artboard. I select my eagle. Right below I have my mask layer. I click on mask layer and you can see right next to the image I have my layer. Now as we learned before, black and white and the brush tool is the right choice to work in mask layers. I can open that again and here my mask layer is selected. Here are my brushes and here's my color. I go over to color and I need to make sure that black is on top. Black covers up and white reveals. One way would be to click on the arrow or, as I've explained before, click on X in your keyboard, which switches automatically between black and white. With my mask selected, I go over to my brushes and here I have many brushes to choose from. Acrylics, dry media, gouache, etc. My recommendation is to try them out and see what happens. Now very important is that I select my mask, not my image. Now with my brush selected and my mask selected, I go over here and I select my brush. Paintbrush tool, black and white. I start painting with acrylics. Now to alter the radius of the brush, hold down again, Control and Option on Mac, Control and Alt on Windows, moving to the left with the mouse, it makes the radius smaller, moving to the right, it makes the radius bigger, moving up, it makes the radius softer, moving down, it makes the radius harder. I use a pretty big brush to get rid of the background as quick as possible. Now I do like this brush, but maybe I don't like the consistency or I would like to change something on this brush. You can at any time create your own brushes. Choose my brushes, move them over here. I need to create a new category. Up here I say create new category. It's called brushes. I would like to rename that category and call it my brushes. Hit OK. Now with the category ready, I can create my own brushes. I recommend you to use the existing brushes and make a duplicate. Now like that one, for example, the 128, double click, it opens my settings. Now I can alter the brush the way I want. Now very important that you click on duplicate, close, and here is my copy. Now I would like to add brush copy 2 to my category. right click, move brush to category, my brushes. Now if I go into my brushes, I can see this is now my own brush. Now I can keep on working. If you don't like a brush anymore, you simply say delete brush or add on new brushes in your own category. Now go a little closer with Command plus. Go one more time a bit bigger. Always make sure you have your layer mask selected with your brush black and white. Now at the beginning I use a pretty big brush. You can see it's covering up my background pretty quick. Always make sure you're on your layer mask. Don't work on your image. It doesn't matter that you even paint over the wings. And also I reduce the brush size. Control and Option on Mac, Control and Alt on Windows. Then I go up here, opacity 50, switch into white, and with white I work in reverse. Switching black and white with the X key is a very efficient way to switch back and forth. Black and white. Black covers up, white reveals. There's really nothing I can do wrong. If I see I reveal or I cover up the wrong way, I simply switch back to black or white and go back and forth until you have it covered up the way you want it. Now I'd like to change the direction of my eagle, so I select now my image. Image selected. I can move it around. Also, I can switch direction by right-click, transform, flip, horizontal. Now I would like to alter the colors. I can see that especially the image below of my dog Ziggy is a bit dull. It doesn't have a lot of contrast. Now I need to work with adjustment layers. I select my image, Ziggy, and right below where we added on the layer mask before are the adjustments. I click on adjustment in my layer panel, and then I can see I have all kinds of options, levels, white balance, etc, etc. I just use levels for right now. Levels are opening, and I can see right next to my image Ziggy is now my adjustment. Go up here a little bit with the black level, make the image brighter. Now I like my adjustment, but maybe I only would like to have it partially on my image. The same way as before, I select my mask, my adjustment mask this time. Again use my brush, again use black and white, and start painting off wherever I don't like to have this color adjustment. And I can see when I paint here, the previous guy shows up again. I don't need to worry about the eagle because the eagle is on top. I can also open it, and here you have your levels, your adjustment layer, and you can see you painted the top of the sky I didn't want to have adjusted. With the OK button here I can see it before or after. Let's say I would like to add on another color adjustment. I select again my Ziggy JPEG, go back into my adjustments, and maybe this time I use vibrance. Add on a little bit more vibrance, maybe a little bit more saturation. Let's say you don't like the adjustments you've chosen, you simply deselect it. Using adjustment layers is a non-destructive way to change the colors of your image. At any time you can go back into it and readjust your adjustments, you reset it, you delete it, whatever you would like to do. It's non-destructive. I go back into my designer persona and move over to my back page. With my move tool, I select my back page, go under File, Place, and use my template, click Open, click and drag. Now I can see here in the middle I would like to have a vertical line. I would like to add on horizontal lines. Again, I use the pen tool, click and drag. Holding down the Shift key makes a perfect straight line. Up here I go on the stroke, black, with 1 point. Make it a bit shorter. Now to make an exact copy and dragging it down in a perfect straight line, I hold down the Alt key, drag it down, makes a copy, and now when I release Alt, I select Shift and it makes a perfect copy in a perfect straight line. That's about the space I need for my name. Then I select them both by holding down Shift and I make a group. Grouping is a very good way to select two objects. Right click, group. Then I select my frame text tool, type in my text, go down in my size, I center align it, make the box a bit smaller. Now I would like to center my text inside my box. I go under Text, Vertical Alignment, and I click on Center. Then I rotate my text, either up here or by going to the corners. When you get these arrows, you can rotate also freely. Just don't forget to hold down the Shift key so it's in a perfect straight angle. Then I move it over. Now, if objects are grouped, with a double click in a grouped object, you can at any time make alterations. I adjusted my template so it fits better. Now I would like to create a horizontal line. I again use my pen tool, click, holding down Shift key, and click. The exact length now of the line, I would need to pick up my Transform panel. I select my line, and I can see up here the width is 56.6. If I would like to alter it to 56.5, I go in here and I say 5 and enter. Now I would like to make an exact copy of 10 millimeters below, and again 10 millimeters below, 10 millimeters below. I select my line, Command C, Command V, and made an exact copy. I go in here on the Transform, click behind, and I say plus 10 and enter. Now again, Command C, Command V makes again exact copy, or even quicker, under Edit, you select Duplicate. Command J, Control J. Again, plus 10, enter. Command J for duplicate. It does it again automatically. Now feel free to also add on a square. Select my rectangle tool, make the fill invisible, the stroke black. With my rectangle selected, I go into Stroke, Dash Line Style, and I can make the dashes the way I like. Let's say I go under 2 by 2. Then I deselect my template, and I'm ready to go. Control 1 or Command 1. Now my front page is ready, and my back page is ready, and I could export the PDF to go to the printer.